Hi, and welcome to another Seeker Entourage Academy episode. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Deborah Sweeney of MyCorporation.com. Now, MyCorporation, for many of you who may not know, was actually bought by Intuit in the past, and then Deborah now has bought the company back and is able to kind of share with us a little bit of her journey and how that's been in terms of buying a large company and being able to change kind of the dynamics of its growth. So thank you for joining us, Deborah, and we appreciate you being on today.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, I think there's something very unique about this kind of Academy episode because you're able to share with our audience a little bit about something we don't hear often about, which is buying a company from a larger company and then actually changing its dynamics and finding a way to make it successful. So we're really excited to kind of hear that story. But before we get into MyCorporation.com, can you tell us a little bit about your background pre-buying the business and what you were doing before?
Absolutely. So prior to buying the business, I practiced law in a law firm. I'm an attorney, and I worked in the area of corporate law and intellectual property law. Curiously, one of my clients was MyCorporation.com. And so having had that experience with my corporation, I was able to go in-house. I worked as a in-house lawyer for my corporation prior to being acquired, and then went with the company to Intuit and became the general manager of the division at Intuit. So kind of the legal background transposed into an in-house legal role, and then moved from there into a corporate position, something I had honestly never imagined after going to law school, honestly.
So how did that work? You were working with Intuit and then you bought a business from Intuit? Like, can you explain that a little bit as far as how that happened?
Sure. So we were one division of many divisions within Intuit, and I was running the division and was given the opportunity sort of to present an idea that I had, and that was that I felt that the business could potentially be better run in partnership with Intuit as opposed to under the corporate structure of Intuit. And so we were, bouncing around the idea for years, and ultimately in 2009, Intuit was divesting multiple small divisions, and I presented my idea, and then Intuit ultimately agreed to the transition.
So you got into it to agree to make My Corporation a separate entity of its own again and kind of ran by yourself, correct?
Right, I was able to, when I offered to buy the company out, it was under consideration from Intuit. They were trying to decide what the right next path for Intuit was, and this just seemed